Scene, a gritty, urban street corner, the air thick with tension and the sounds of distant traffic. The crowd gathers, a mix of punk rockers, street punks, and curious onlookers. On one side, we have Agnostic Front, the legends of hardcore from New York, standing tall in their classic no one rules attitude, leather jackets, and a raw, streetwise energy. On the other side, Dropkick Murphys, the Boston street punks with their Celtic fury, ready for anything in their own distinct style, beers in hand and fists clenched, ready to show the world that no one messes with Boston. The stage is set. The rivalry between these two powerhouse bands is about to erupt into an all-out street brawl. Anarchy Airwaves brings you another explosive showdown, folks, punk versus hardcore, Boston versus New York, the street warriors of Agnostic Front versus the Celtic bruisers of Dropkick Murphys. Tonight, it's a battle for pride, power, and punk supremacy. Who's going to take the crown and leave standing? Tune in and let the chaos unfold. Round 1. Chaos Unleashed. The battle kicks off fast and furious with Agnostic Front charging first. Roger Moret and Vinny Stigma storm forward, throwing aggressive punches at Ken Casey and Elbar of Dropkick Murphys. Roger lands a heavy right hook on Ken, but Ken is quick to counter with a sharp elbow to Roger's jaw, knocking him back. The intensity of the fight is immediately felt as both bands collide with fierce energy. Roger Moret, you think you've got Boston grit? You're just a bunch of punks in green, trying to wear the crown. Ken Casey, you guys may be hardcore, but you're out of your league now, New York. Meanwhile, Vinny Stigma and Elbar are locked in a brutal exchange. Vinny swings a haymaker, landing it on Bar's cheek. Bar staggers but quickly recovers, swinging a brutal knee to Vinny's stomach, knocking the wind out of him. The two men grapple, throwing punches and trying to gain control. Vinny Stigma, you call this a fight? I've been punched harder by subway doors. Elbar, keep talking, Stigma. I'm gonna make you eat those words. Round 2. Blood and brawls. The fight intensifies as the street becomes a chaotic battlefield. Agnostic Front fights with raw, unrelenting hardcore energy, every blow calculated to cause damage. Dropkick Murphys counter with their Boston fury, a mixture of street brawler toughness and Celtic spirit. Roger Moret grabs a nearby trash can lid and swings it at Ken Casey, who narrowly dodges, but the lid clips him on the shoulder. Ken retaliates with a bottle of whiskey, smashing it against Roger's arm. The crowd roars as the fight spills into the street, with both bands showing no mercy. Ken Casey, you gotta be faster than that, you old punk. Roger Moret, we didn't come here to play nice, Casey. This is the real street. On the other side, Vinny Stigma and Elbar continue to exchange blows, their fists landing with brutal thuds. Stigma manages to get the upper hand for a moment, throwing Bar into a parked car, denting it with his body. Vinny Stigma, that car's probably got more integrity than your band, Bar. Elbar, keep talking, Stigma. This isn't over. But then Vinny gets distracted by Elbar's taunting and doesn't see Ken Casey coming up from behind. Ken smashes a broken bottle across Vinny's back, sending him crashing to the pavement. The crowd cheers as the tension heightens. Round 3, the final push. The fight has become a war of attrition. Both bands are bloodied, bruised, and tired, but neither is backing down. Agnostic Front pushes forward with the strength of their hardcore legacy, but Dropkick Murphys has the grit of Boston pride fueling their every move. Roger Moret and Ken Casey circle each other, exhausted but determined. Roger Moret, you think Boston owns the street? You're living in a dream, Casey. Ken Casey, and you think New York's got the monopoly? Guess we'll see who's standing at the end. In a final, desperate move, Roger Moret charges at Ken Casey, knocking him to the ground. Ken, dazed, struggles to get back up, but Roger delivers one final, crushing blow. A knee to the chest that leaves Ken gasping for air. Vinny Stigma, still on the ground but not out of it, watches as Agnostic Front takes control. He sees Elbar trying to recover but realizing the battle is over. Conclusion. Hardcore victory with Ken Casey and Elbar out of commission. Agnostic Front stands victorious, but Roger Moret doesn't look like a man who's ready to gloat. He turns to the crowd, still breathing heavily. Roger Moret, we took this street, but we're not done yet. Fenway's next. We'll come to your house, but we're taking it for New York. Vinny Stigma, we came, we fought, and we won. Dropkick, get ready to fight us at your home, and we're bringing the fight to your turf. Fenway's calling, boys. Agnostic Front wins. Well, folks, what a street brawl. Agnostic Front takes the win in a brutal battle against Dropkick Murphys. But the war isn't over yet. They're calling their shot Fenway Park. And if that's not a challenge, I don't know what is. We'll be there. Will Dropkick Murphys defend their turf? Or will hardcore reign supreme? Only time will tell. Until then, keep those boots laced and those fists ready. Because Anarchy Airwaves is always bringing the fight. Anarchy Airwaves, signing off. But the fight never ends.